you everyone for joining me today. Again, I'm Michael Smith, the National Consumer Education Manager of Janome Canada, and I'm very excited to be here for our first regular monthly live with Janome Canada and our fabulous Liz Johnson, our friend from Sew for Home. Now, I know a lot of you that follow our Janome Canada social media, specifically our Janome Life blog. You're definitely familiar with Sew for Home and all of their fabulous mini sewing tips that they give us each month and all their Janome Canada exclusive projects. And the lady behind it all has no introduction necessary, really, but yeah, she's definitely the face and the beauty behind Sew for Home. And here she is, Liz Johnson. Yay! Thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, thank you so much. And I am inviting you all into my kitchen because I'm working from home today and the internet is the best here in the kitchen. So you'll just have to kind of pretend that you're here with me and we're going to have a little cup of coffee and we're going to discuss all things Janome and wonderful and projects. And so I really appreciate being able to be with you today. This is going to be super fun. We're going to learn a little mini tip that is part of an exclusive project. Like Michael mentioned, we do some exclusive projects for Janome Canada that are a little bit different than you might see on our regular sewforhome.com site. So Michael's got all the technology on his end because he is our amazing host.
Which is kind of scary, but I'm going to try.
Yeah. That's okay. We're doing really good. I want him to just show you a little bit, just kind of how to navigate to get these projects because they're free to you on the Janome Canada site and they're really easy to download and use. So I'll let him kind of navigate around and show you where to find those.
Yes. So we can go to, I think that you can all see, go to our fabulous Janome Canada website. And you see that fabulous Continental M17 just scrolls by. But yes, go to janome.ca, that's Janome Canada's website, and the Inspire tab. You will definitely find lots of inspiration on the Inspire tab. So we click on that and then scroll. Whoops, we click on that. There we go. You click on that, and then you'll see right away the featured project is our structured waist pack from Sew for Home. Oh, there's some beautiful holiday embroidery designs that we released last December. As we scroll through, then you'll see there's several projects, all projects Sew for Home right in the middle. There are some Canadian exclusive projects there to the right. But if we click on the Sew for Home tab, we see then all of the projects that Sew for Home has prepared for us over the last number of years. And then we can click on the structured waist pouch, and here it is, Janome Canada exclusive project. And then there'll be a little write-up, and then always there's going to be the project's instructions in English and in French. And we can download whatever, if there's any patterns that we need, anything, we can download them there. And then Sew for Home, that's one reason why we all love Sew for Home, Liz, is that you always include so many resources. So there is an additional document all about working with piping and sewing in circles and doing, curved piecing. There's so many resources available to us all through Sew for Home. So it's a really good resource. Again, all available on the janome.ca website.
That sounds perfect. Yeah, when we very first started Sew for Home, and oh my gosh, I looked recently, and we first debuted in 2009, which seems kind of like mathematically impossible, but somehow it happened. But one of the things that was so important to us is that we saw a lot of kind of sewing and learning websites out there that seem to kind of, I always think about it as they would start from like point C and move forward. And, that's super great if you've been sewing a long time, but our goal has always been to get more people interested in sewing. Maybe they're like super brand new. Maybe there's somebody who got interested, sewing masks over the last couple of years and are ready to kind of take that next step up, or they haven't sewn for years and they want to get back into it. But so I appreciate that. I think one of the things that we do take a lot of pride in is that we try to go all the way back and start at step A. And that means that if you are a super sewer, no problem. You can kind of hop over that stuff, read past it. But if you're not, if you're just learning, we're actually going to go to the trouble to not only link to full step-by-step tutorials, like Michael's saying, but also if we say make a hem, we don't just then move on to the next thing. We're actually going to say, okay, we're going to make a double fold hem, which means you're going to fold it this much, and then you're going to fold it again this much more, and then you're going to pin it, then you're going to sew it.
There's so many different types of hems.
I know.
Yes.
So with our waist pack, and I actually have the little sample here with me today. And it's nice. This is, as we say, this is not your grandma's fanny pack that used to be there, because really we prefer waist pack. I mean, really, who wants to focus on their fanny that much? And so what we love about this are so many things. There's a lot of fun techniques that even if you are brand new to sewing, they're great things to add to your toolbox, like the piping that goes all the way around it. That's something we always really love that with any of the 3D projects that we do. Adding just that little bit of piping, and this is just packaged rights bias binding piping. It just outlines everything and it gives it such a beautiful look. We have pocket on the back here that you can stick things in when you're out and about. We also have this front zipper pocket, which is what I'm going to give you a few little steps on today. It has these super fun little flanges that are actually what attach the webbing. So it's kind of a classic belted adjustable strap that you can go around the waist. You can make it any length that you want. So it could just be tight around your waist, or you can make it long enough that you might actually want to sling it over your shoulder or something like that. But one of the things I love, and it's especially because we don't focus as much, if you're not as familiar with Sew for Home, we're not going to spend a ton of time doing quilting tutorials or garment tutorials. We really are more about home decor. So pillows and cushions and blankets and throws and bags and aprons, baskets, containers, lots of different things like that. So if you are in love with quilting and in love with garment sewing, this gives you an opportunity to do a little something different in between those projects and maybe learn some new techniques that you can use on future projects. For this one, and this is one of the things, Michael, that you and I kind of talked a little bit about, zippers tend to just terrify a lot of people.
Oh, yes. I hear it all the time. As soon as they see zipper, nope.
No, can't do it. Can't do it. So this one, I'm going to set it down here so I can actually show you a little bit easier when I pick it up. So this front zipper actually is lined. So it's a fully finished front zipper. It's what I call an overlaid zipper. What we did is size this one in particular so it fits even the biggest cell phone. So that goes slipping in there very nicely. It's finished. We've used this on several different bag projects. And what's great about it, it is super easy. I think this will probably be one of the easiest zippers that you may ever put in. And once you just knock out one zipper and have a great time with it, then that is going forward going to be your favorite thing to do. So I just want to show you a few things that make it super easy. One is that you're going to get a pattern. So that's something else that, when Michael was showing you where to go on the website, where to download things, you'll get the instructions, which are step-by-step instructions with lots of great photos. And you'll also get any pattern pieces that you need. And one of the things that's nice is we try to have a lot of markings on there. You'll see we have markings for where your flanges are going to go, your seam allowance. And in this case, you'll also see on here the zipper cut line. So you're going to cut out your main front panel, and then you're going to trim along the dotted seam line. You can use the same pattern then to cut the interfacing that goes on that front panel. You're going to fuse the interfacing onto the front panel, place this back on here, and then just slice it in half. So what you're going to have then are two individual pieces for your front panel. The thing that is a little bit different, so here's my two pieces, you're going to fold forward along that raw edge on both pieces, both the small piece and the big piece. So we're not folding backwards, which is usually what you would think to do, right? This time you're going to fold it forward. And it's about 1/2 inch. What it's going to be based on is the width of the zipper tape for the zipper that you've chosen to use for the project. So it may be a little bit wider, it may be a little bit narrower, but essentially it's just going to be enough so that you can place the zipper over the top. So that's the next step you're going to do. You're going to take the zipper, and that's going to go in between your two pieces. So you're going to pin it, and we like to pin along the back because that gives you a little more ability to keep your front seam nice and straight. And love these little pins. I'm sure you guys have seen them. They're actually kind of more for quilting, but they have a great little grip on them. So even though we're sewing,
and how you've pinned diagonally, I think that's great. That'll really secure it.
It secures it, and it makes it real easy to get. Now I've got these nails, so it's particularly easy when I'm sewing. I can just kind of and pull them on out. So that, because we know we're always told don't sew over pin.
Yes.
But so even though we're pinning on the back like that, and basically what you're doing is, I'm going to put this up as close as I can get it so that you are just to either side of the teeth. You're not right on top of the teeth, but you're making just enough of a space so that the teeth are right there in between your two pieces. So once you get that put in place, you're going to turn it over, and you're just going to stitch down either side. We like to do it with a little zigzag, and especially if you're brand new to working with something like that, also makes it like very forgiving. And in this case, it was wide enough that we went all the way down with a zigzag and secured it along both sides. And as with any kind of zipper project that you're doing, you can start with it and zigzag on down. When you start to feel that you're about to reach that pull, so that you need to go around, stop, make sure your needle is in the down position, and then just reach around carefully, lift up the presser foot and zip it back up. And that will allow you to keep going on a nice flat surface all the way down to the bottom. When you're doing something like this, it always makes sense. It's like this, ribbon sewing, anything like that. Sew from the top to the bottom, or bottom to the top. You just want to go the same direction on both sides. Then we also, to make it not only more secure, but super sturdy, we added an edge stitch in there, if you can see that, along the very, very edge. And especially for a pocket like this, where you're going to be putting things in and out, we didn't want there to be any chance that, you catch that little bit of piece of the zipper and the zipper tape and kind of pull it up or anything like that. So that allows with the zigzag and then with the edge stitch. And I mean, you can kind of even use this. We've done it on a couple different projects where we've also used the thread in a different color, like in a contrasting color. So you can also make this like a little bit of a design element, a little bit of a splash of color. So if I wanted to go down here in a red thread rather than the matching thread to the zipper tape, then you've got that little bing and it pops off, which is kind of fun. I think this would be a
great time to use. Maybe the very first time you try this technique, do it exactly as the instructions tell you the way Liz just demonstrated. But then maybe for your next one, you might use a decorative stitch then. So many of our machines have
Totally.
all these decorative stitches, and people wonder, what do I do with them? How do I use them? Well, maybe that would be a perfect application for them.
It would be. That would be really fun. And especially with something like this, where we really love this solid. We love the solid look. This is just kind of a linen blend. And then that allows the little pops of color that you have on the flange and the lining and all that.
Which is
type
so
of thing.
cute.
So,
I think a great place to use scraps. Use up all your little, a bright print you don't know what to do with. Maybe you don't want to cut it up. Use it as a lining. I think that's great.
That would be perfect. So now you have your little finished front panel that is pretty much ready to go. And what you're going to do now that will allow you to have that wonderfully finished inside is that you're going to take 2 lining panels. So we have 1 lining panel. This one we've interfaced with a little bit of a lightweight fusible fleece. So again, we make sure that that front pocket has the kind of stability that it needs to actually hold something in the pocket. That one you are going to layer together. So the lining, the right side of the lining is facing the wrong side of the front panel. So that goes there like that, so that when you do open that zipper, see if I can do this without dropping it. Obviously I cannot. But that is what you're going to see. That's the lining panel that you're seeing peeking through there, right sides out. And then you have a separate lining piece. This one's not interfaced because we don't need any more interfacing. And that one is going to go wrong sides together with your initial lining piece. So you actually have 3 layers that you're layering together that are going to make up your front panel. So we show you how to put all those together, how to run edge stitch around them so that essentially through the rest of the construction, they're going to work as a single unit. So even though it's made up of multiple layers, it's still really easy to work with through the rest of the process. And so then you're going to add your sidewall. You're going to work with all your other bits and pieces, but you still end up with just this fun. So you've got lining on the inside, you've got lining here, you've got all those pretty little pops of color. And we really worked quite a bit on the best interfacings to use with that. That can be kind of a puzzle for people sometimes, and it's even a puzzle for us sometimes. But with something like this, you want it to be structured. You don't want it to just fold in on you, but
and
you want it to be soft.
Oh yeah, sorry, Liz. That it definitely adds to the professional look of that pouch. It looks like something you could have bought from the store because it is so well made, so well constructed.
And I just want people to know that you can do it. That is number one with anything that we do. And if it is something that you haven't done before, just pull out some scraps that you don't care too much about, or maybe an old zipper that you don't have, need for. Layer it together, practice it a few times with your scraps so that you can we often tell people, make sure you read through all the instructions, kind of make it in your head and then jump into it. But I think more than anything, working with some scraps, and then that allows you, like Michael was saying, try some cool decorative stitches, try some other things so that you get it looking just the way you want it to look.
Oh, yeah, sample, something Celine always talks about in her Facebook Lives, and I always do. Samples, you have to make your samples first. And then, yes, if you've got some fabric you don't really care about, well, then you're less invested in it. So then maybe you're a little bit more free to try new things. And if it works, wonderful. If it doesn't, okay, fine. Then that didn't work. Get some more fabric. Chances are you have some.
Or right, just try it.
Yeah.
Try it again. And I think one of the things that I just love are the comments that we get on a regular basis from people who are new to sewing. And it's always some iteration of, I really never thought I could do this, and it turned out so cool. And it's just such an exciting feeling. So trying something new like this, kind of looking at it like, oh, I could never do that. That's 3 dimensional.
Again, zippers in particular, I thought this was a very cool way to do the zipper. Normally, we always want to hide that zipper tape, but then in this case, it's front and center. We're showing it off, and all on the underside, the lining side, it's all beautifully finished.
Everything's finished. And you're working with a flat, and even on the sidewall zipper, I mean, we don't have time to go through every bit and piece of the different process here, but even this sidewall zipper, that is put in when all your pieces are flat. So I think a lot of times people, for some reason, I don't know what it is about the zipper, but they think it's going to be like this, you know, maybe they're looking at their jeans or something. And I was like, oh, no. But oftentimes in all of these bags, all of these pieces are flat. So it's, you know, the zipper part of it is one of the easiest parts of it.
Well, and again, you have that step-by-step instruction. So, you know, yep, I really am doing this right.
Yes, we tend to go overboard. Maybe it's a long, you know, a lot of instructions there. But like I said, if you are one of those great super sewers out there, all you have to do is just kind of buzz through. You just buzz through, and it's like, oh, okay, I know that. So, but for the people out there that this is something new for them, all the steps are there. You'll be able to follow through for sure.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter which machine either. Almost every Janome sewing machine, and probably other brands too, but every Janome sewing machine practically comes with a zipper foot. Certainly if yours didn't, you can always buy one for your machine. So really, any machine can make this project. So it really doesn't matter what model it is. Everybody can do it.
They can. So this is just one. We have other projects that are up there, and we have some other fun things coming down the pike. I sent Michael a couple.
We'll give them a sneak peek.
This is a real sneak peek. So these are still in the drawing phase. But one of the things that we've had a lot of fun with doing for our friends at Janome Canada have been a series of embroidery designs. So just like Michael showed you on the site, you can go look and download those designs. And, you know, we show you a couple of ideas. But this is a fun project that is happening. These are going to be a set. The goal is a set of 7 kind of retro style patches. So the patches that you might have had as a Boy Scout or Girl Scout, or what do you call them in Canada? They're not Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts, are they? Aren't they?
Yeah, we've got various. I was in Cub Scouts, so I was like the younger version. But in Canada we also have Girl Guides, which I think you also.
That's it, Girl Guides, which I think is also maybe a UK thing. But that's the idea that these are to look like a really fun patch that you could put on just about anything. They would look great on a tote or a backpack or a jacket pocket, anything like that. So, and they're designed to be patches for a variety of hobbies. So that adventure patch is kind of our idea for those of you who may be the hikers out there into the wilderness.
This one I thought was so adorable.
This is our road.
One of those vans.
I know, right? The road tripping van.
It reminds me of the Mystery Machine that, you know, Scooby-Doo and the gang. They had that same kind of van.
You're right.
Yes.
But we also have we have a mindfulness patch for those who are just into having a little bit of calm and Zen yoga time. We have a cooking patch. Of course, we're going to have a sewing patch. But so those will come up, and we're doing something a little bit different this time around. Some of our previous designs have really been given to you in one lump sum. Here's all the designs, and there you go, have fun. But we're going to be parceling these out a little bit more. I think that was kind of the idea. So it's, you know, kind of be the HBO Max. You'll get one every, you have to wait, in between, get one every month or something.
Oh, then that adds to the excitement, and it gives us time to do something with it. Oh, what should I do with this month? And make a project.
Right. So it'll be really fun. And we'll be showing how to make them actually as a patch, so that they, what type of substrates to stitch them on, what kind of fusibles to use, so that you could then just trim right around the edge and apply them to whatever you want, whether it's something you've made or something ready-made. That would be really fun for kids stuff. If they already have a backpack or something, you just stick that on there.
Pouch. Yes.
On a lovely silver home structured weights pouch.
Absolutely. Now, we do have a question. If I can ask you, Susan would like to know, do you need to purchase a separate strap, or did you make the strap in the whole waist pouch?
Oh, no, okay. Yeah. This is just a regular cotton webbing. So with that you go ahead and purchase just a standard cotton webbing. And then, of course, the flange you'll make and attach in there. And then we actually purchased this adjustable side buckle is what they're usually called. And this pretty orange one we ended up getting through an Etsy shop. Because that was that was a fun way to get something in a bright color. But you can certainly get them in just usually black is what you're going to find if you buy them off the shelf, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with black. But so the color is just kind of fun. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so that's good. And very, that cotton strap waist, you could find that at most fabric stores, Janome.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, would be quite common.
The other thing with this, if you can see it, if you're searching online or something like that, this is actually called a curved side release buckle. And if you can find that, we seem to be being attacked. I have a jet going overhead. That is the best one to have for a waist pack.
I didn't even know they had those. That's great.
Yeah, it's it's going to go up against your body because it's already got that curve to it. So that's pretty cool. So if you're searching online, just add that curved into the side release buckle, and you can find
that's awesome. I never even knew they had those things. So that's brilliant. Again, there's so much to learn from Sew for Home. This is why I love you guys. It's amazing. Cheryl would like to know, why do you use metal zippers rather than plastic?
Well, with this type of thing, we have found that the really pretty chunky zippers is kind of what I like to call them, like chunky peanut butter. There's a lot more options in the metal zippers with those chunky zippers. You can certainly use a standard zipper. That is just fine. But to get that kind of bold look, the metal zippers in these particular sizes, because these aren't huge zippers. This is just like a 6-inch zipper. I think this one is a 12 or 14-inch. I forget. So in the plastic zippers, in those chunky plastic zippers, those are almost always for things like jackets and big things like that. So they tend to be very long. And of course you can cut a zipper, but it's just kind of bulky to work with them for this kind of smaller project. Whereas I think these are both YKK zippers. There's just a lot more to choose from, not only in the sizes and the nice chunk of them, as well as in the zipper tape. So if you want to have a particular kind of zipper tape color, you've got a lot more to choose from with that too.
Yes, very good point. Yes.
You can certainly use a plastic zipper if you want.
Yeah, sweet. Yeah, so there's many ways you can customize and really make it your own. And, the zipper tape, there are zippers that have the decorative zipper tape that it's all cut out like lace, and it's amazing.
And this is the perfect style of zipper to use something like that on. Those cute little, I've seen them like polka dots and all kinds of things.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Oh, Ann Hines here watching. So, yes, she's going to have to do that to get a polka dot zipper. Absolutely.
Yes.
Oh, that would be so cute. Yeah, so you can really, again, have a lot of fun with this. Take your, project as it is written, but then it's always great to, I want to bling it out. I want to add a little splash, and kind of make it your own that way. So I think that's wonderful.
It is. So you get to do whatever you want. So we're almost out of time. So do we want to tell our friends kind of what we're thinking about for next month?
Yes, because I'm so happy that, yes, this is going to be a monthly live now with Janome Canada Facebook. And So for Home, Liz is going to be with us every month. We're going to do the third Thursday every month. So then you can start circling your calendars. And then, of course, there's going to be Janome Life blogs, and on Facebook, but the third Thursday of every month.
So the 16th of June is the next time we'll be back. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Yes, exactly. 3 p.m. Eastern, our time. Liz you're in Oregon, right?
Portland, yeah.
Yeah, so she's 3 hours behind us. So for all of our West Coasters, out in Vancouver, Liz is in your time zone too. So we wanted to not have it super early, for you guys. So 3 p.m. Eastern, it'll be noon on the West Coast, the third Thursday of every month. So the next one, June 16th, I'll be live from Quilt Canada out in Vancouver while we do this. And then, should we give them a sneak peek what we're going to be discussing?
I think so. Did you find your feet?
I did. These feet are not attached to me. I wish they were, because then I'm like, where did I put my feet? The newly redesigned Janome blister pack. So, we came out with that fabulous Continental M17, and of course we had to come up with a new blister pack. So these are the 3 new feet. These are 9 millimeters. So any 9 millimeter machine, if you have the 15,000, 8,200, 8,900, 6,700, 6,650, Skyline S9, like we could go on and on. Any 9 millimeter machine. This is a lapped seam foot. Now, Janome America, just yesterday, Mitzi Red did a Janome Sewing Machines Facebook Live, also showing these feet. So you can go over to Janome Sewing Machines right away. But also there's a Janome, on the Janome Global site, there is a bulletin about these new feet. And of course, will be upcoming Janome Life blog. And then Celine has these feet too. So she'll be demoing them. So this is a lapped seam foot. And then, a narrow piping, since we were talking about piping on the structured waist pouch. Janome's had a piping foot for many, many, many years. Right. But now this one is narrow, really skinny. So if you wanted piping, now this is, and again, the other great thing, So for Home has so many articles about piping. So maybe it's talking about how to make piping for a pillow, but you take that same how to make piping, use your small, narrow piping foot, and now you're going to add piping in your sleeve of your garment, or you're going to add a little narrow piping around your garment. But you can learn how to make that piping on your blister pack, but you can also learn from a So for Home article. And then the other
that's such an interesting one too for anyone out there who does heirloom sewing. This little piping foot is perfect.
Yes, another good point. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Your last foot is your bi-level foot. So this one I was binding a quilt last week, and this is when I was using it, experimenting with it, because one side of the foot is up a little higher, one side's a little lower. So if your seam allowances are all pressed to one side and you're doing some edge stitching, then you've got this side's a little lower because the thickness is under this side, not that side. So So for Home has these feet, and they've been experimenting with them too. So Liz is going to share some details all about these feet next month, June 16th. So that's a sneak peek. So many sneak peeks. Yes, I love this. This is absolutely wonderful. I was so excited. Liz proposed this. Again, we've been working together for years and said, hey, how can we do more? How can we share more? So I thought this lives, I'm all on board. This is wonderful.
That's so great. Thank you to everybody for stopping by. And I think that the recording will be on
Oh, yes,
Janome's
yes, good
Facebook
point.
page,
That
right?
if you happen, because Wanda joined late, and it's okay, Wanda, because yes, then this is now going to live on the Janome Canada Facebook page, and you can always go to the video tab there to go back to watch it. And then I'm also screen recording it, and it will go to the Janome HQ YouTube channel. So then for those people who don't have Facebook, then I'll also load this on our YouTube channel. So then again, more chances to share the Janome love.
And we will figure out the best way, since this is the first time we've used StreamYard, but we'll figure out the best way that we can also post it on some of our So for Home social.
Yes,
channels.
absolutely. And then everybody can share. Yes, that's the advantage.
We'll be everywhere.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, we are kind of learning as we're going, but so far I think we're definitely on a good track.
I think so. Well, shall we release the hounds? Are we?
Oh, yes, totally. So that's wonderful. Yes, we will say goodbye. That again, we could always talk all day about sewing, but we know everybody's got many things to do. And then hopefully we'll see you all next month for our next Janome Canada Sew for Home Live. And then, of course, you can again go to our janome.ca site and get the instructions all on your structured waist pouch and then all your other Sew for Home projects as well.
That's right.
So wonderful. Thank you so much, Liz. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. And we will see you all soon.
All right. Bye-bye, everybody.
Yes. Thank you so much. Bye.